Colleagues, this is a video, rather explainer for the newly released invigilation schedule. Made some changes, so I hope you can get a better idea of how it's going to be used and for your reference. So I've included the notes for this briefing as a summary so that you can refer to it. Okay, so it's found in page 1 and page 2 of this document. Okay, followed by the overall O-level schedule that applies to SCGS. So it's found on page 3. Okay, what I've added for you are two parts. Basically, one part is a summary of your duties across the 18 days. So at one glance, you can see which days you're on. The second part will be the individualized session invigilation by session and by day. So coming to the summary that I mentioned, okay, if you notice, you'll see this. There are about 6 pages worth that covers the 25 sessions and grouped together with by exam days. So for example, exam day 1, okay, you notice at the top I labeled it as October papers, page 1, so that you will not look at the wrong month, especially because half the exam is run in October. Okay, so for the first day, you can see for those on duty will be those without the blanks, all right, or those with the blanks rather, the blackened areas. Okay, so these are the ones on duty. Okay, of course the reporting time, the date, the day, the session, and the paper. All right, this small number you can ignore because it's more for us to know how many invigilators, including ourselves, will be present each time. Then if you look down the column, on the right side of each column, you'll see small letter R's. Okay, so for this new invigilation schedule, we have decided to put in 2 reserves per day. So if you see a small R next to your name, even though it's blank, you are on reserve. I'll explain how the reserves will work, okay, later on. So this is how it goes for all the days and all the sessions. So like on the first day, you have this many invigilators on duty. Then the second session, which is the Malaysia special program, you have just these 2 personnel on duty, including the ones below here. Don't have to worry too much for those who are doing the formerly known as QO, now it's called HRV or HRW rather. If you see Y means yes, you're on duty, and you notice that if it's the same day or same afternoon or same morning, I usually will put both sessions with your names down, so that way you don't have to go halfway or come back halfway, right? So this is how it will go. I've taken note of the changes and swaps made, so you can see Sophia's name has been highlighted because later on she'll be replaced by Mrs. Raja, and also Marianti's name has been included for the sessions in place, and whatever changes that you have asked, I have already effected them. Okay, so this will run across all days, right? As you can see, October all the way to day 10, right, followed by November papers from day 11 all the way down to day 18. Okay, at the end of this first set of pages, a little bit of explanation in case you need to refer back again, explains all the different codes that were used in the document. All right, so if you see a number 65 means you're on duty. If you see a blank, you're not on duty. This indicates whether it's AM or PM. AM here usually I will put in red. Of course, please take note of the reporting time, followed by knowing that the exam day has been highlighted. Okay, as mentioned, I've broken it up into October and November papers, and those whose names appear, excluding the R's, the small R's, will have to take the attendance via iExam2 on each day for the exam at the ops room. As mentioned, the Y's are for the QO or HRW center, and the small R, which you see here, all right, this small r means for this day, all right, Wahida and Suju reserves. Okay, so you can look up for those. It's actually indicated in the individualized forms or documents. Okay, this one will be the individualized one. Please disregard the old one that was sent to you. I would say 99% I've kept the names intact, remove areas that you don't need to see, all right? And this is how it's read. So if you are doing the main papers, you focus on this area, all right, or the main bulk of the students, sorry. This one are those on duty for the emergency contagious disease room, and this one is for those who are on duty as HRW or QO invigilators. Okay, it is activated in the hall. Right. So how do you read this? Basically, you will see the first part is it tells you what time the exam should actually start in the room, but of course you will go into the room earlier. Okay, the prep start is about half an hour earlier, and you run down to the end. Okay, the end duty, but the paper will end at 15:15. Okay, 3:15 for this paper. All right, so your duty will be in between this. All right, once your papers are collected and all that, you will return the papers to the ops room. Okay, of course, the information for the papers are all here. Reporting time, the date, the day, the session, what paper, the candidature, and of course, the duration. Then at the bottom here, you'll notice that this is new. We have added the reserves. So there's reserve 1 and reserve 2. So how does this work? These two personnel, if you see your names here, you will not take attendance yet. Okay, you report first until we have confirmation all invigilators who are on duty are there, and at the same time we have no special rooms to open like contagious disease or any other train breakdown. Okay, of course it's covered here, but in case we need more rooms. Okay, once we settle that, you can go back. Okay, you don't have to stay. Right, so no attendance taken for these two names here. But for the rest you see here, okay, you notice that I've changed it from letter codes to your names. So you just follow your duties according to the names, just like here. All right, if you notice this paper, there are two names there for the HRW invigilators. So both of them will be down to help out, especially that being the first day. Okay, so that's how you read. So the timings are run this way. Okay, so for example, in room 2 PE, Muleng, if you see your name at top, on top here, you will end the paper. All right, so Muleng, since it's a short paper, 45 minutes, the same invigilators will run the paper throughout. Okay, unless you see the longer papers, you will see the difference later, right? So followed by day 1, this is of course a short paper with only 4 candidates for MSP. Okay, then for day 2 is when we'll have our math paper. This is an example of how a large or big paper exam runs. Okay, so again, focus on the center here, which is the main bulk. All right, so the timings are here. You will enter the room at 2 o'clock. Okay, and it's from 2 to 2:35, 2:35 to 3, 3 to 3:25, and so on. All right, the ones on top, which are bold, will also appear at the bottom, which are also bold. You will start and end the paper. So this time around, instead of the roving relief invigilators moving around across all the rooms, I've already put them most 2 rooms, no more than 2 rooms. Okay, if you see here, because there are 3 rooms, odd number, so 2 rooms share the same roving invigilator, if you notice here. All right, so in this case, sorry, disregard that. Here you have 2 visitors per room. Okay, as seen. Here you notice Jane appears in ComLab 1 and also in Media Studies room. So Potin will do the start of paper until Jane coming in to take over for a while to give you a break, and Potin will come back closer to the end according to the time to end the paper. Likewise here, Shin will start the paper, wait for Jane to come first, complete the duty. Shin takes over all the way down to the end of the paper. So you notice Jane will have her duties in this room and this room. Okay, another thing that is new, I've added another small slot in between for the person starting and ending the paper to come in to give the roving invigilator some rest, at least 10 minutes between the 2 rooms. So that's a new thing that's involved. For rooms like this, 2 invigilators will share the room according to the deployment. Likewise for the QO HRW rooms. And again, once again, there are reserves, and to repeat, the reserves will be there to report but will not take attendance yet until you're activated. So that's how the individualized timetable will work. Okay, so this will run down all the way down. Okay, all the 18 days. Coming to the last day, so you notice short paper 1 hour, same invigilator throughout. Right, long papers, for example here, this is the daily day. Okay, mother tongue day. All right, so for the mother tongue day, this is how you will run. All right, the same principle applies. So if you're on duty, take note whether you're starting the paper, which is bold, and ending the paper, same person. If you are a roving invigilator, notice for room 100 and room 99, you share the same roving invigilator. So Huilin will take over Wyman. Okay, finish the duty. She will get a break. You notice here, she will get a break. And Wyman will continue all the way to the end. Okay, she will come in later when Casey runs her duty all the way down here till 11:55, and then Huilin will take over after her break. And then she'll let Casey come back and she'll end the paper. So this is how it will work. Okay, for days like this, you'll notice there are a little bit more highlights because for paper 2 mother tongue, non-high mother tongue paper will end earlier. So this has been indicated here, the EP will help, right? As indicated here. So you notice for this range of rooms, they will end earlier. Okay, and indicated here 12:30. Okay, same thing, reserves will come into play. Right? Take note that for the mother tongue exam day, we had to open another room. All right, this is because we have slightly more students that we have a little bit more students that we cannot pack into one room. There are some SMM procedures to follow. So we have one student in AA in isolation, and we have the other 9 rooms for mother tongue paper. All right, this is the biggest paper, so more rooms are involved. Right? In the event that you have any more requests for swap, I'm open to making the small tweaks till the end of today. All right, or maybe tomorrow morning by 10 a.m. so that but I don't think there will be any more requests because we want to confirm the timetable, or rather the schedule, so that you can use this as your document now. The old document, disregard, throw away, use this so it's easier to refer. You only see what you need to see. Right? Okay, if you have any queries or need some urgent change, let me know. All right, I will. If not, we will take it that this is the final cut. All right, or if you see any mistakes, let me know, because been going through this a few times. There'll be just a single pair of eyes. I may have missed somebody or added somebody wrongly somewhere. All right, so go through the days that you're on duty. How to check if you're on duty on that day? Go back. Okay, just to recap, go back to this set of documents. Okay, which shows you the summary. So as long as you see numbers next to your name, you are on duty, or a Y. Okay, you see numbers next to your name, you are on duty. If you see a blank next to your name, you're not on duty unless you have a small r there. Small r means you will be on relief duty. All right. Oh, sorry, you will be on reserve duty. If you are not activated, you will go home. You don't have to stay. Okay, I put this. If there are 2 papers for the same afternoon, I put the same reserves. If there are 2 papers in the morning, I put the same reserves. So that way, we will get to utilize the same set of invigilators or reserve invigilators. Right? You probably will have to stay till when we get confirmation of in the morning whether all students are there and whether all invigilators are there for the first session. So after which you will not need to stay, because we have built in this room, so this personnel will be technically on standby. All right, but attendance taken. Or if you look at the big paper days, right, same thing. If no activity goes on here, they will be the standby, but they will stay throughout just in case. All right, if nothing happens here, no HRW cases, nobody coming down to do isolated exam despite testing negative but somewhat unwell, okay, or well rather, okay, but tested negative because of close contact at home, they will still come down, but they'll do the paper in isolation or in segregated areas in the hall. All right, okay, that's about it. Thank you very much. Hope to see you on Friday, first day of exam, or for most of you all from Monday onwards. Take care.